How do we get you to focus on God? How do we get you to focus on God? You gotta find somebody that focuses on God. That'll be a start. Getting into good habits, spiritual practice, and then God says hello. Especially you train up your children. I think God's impressed when your kids are raised up in the Word of God. Well, I just get the impression that very few are raised up in the Word of God. You know, you don't really see anybody in a sleepy town. They just prefer to be sleepy. We like our sleep. We're not interested in questions. Our pastor, our Freemason, tongue-spitting, blue-suited, hidden-hand pastor tells us that 1 hour a week is good. We sing songs to the Lord, but your church looks like Costco, Walmart. The bartender at the local pub is friendlier than your church. At least the bartender stops talking. You know, he actually gives you a chance to speak. How are you going to know where you're at if not at the dinner table? You could sit in a Catholic church for 50 years and never be checked up on. I'm sure you could do that in a Protestant, Costco, Walmart, Home Depot, church, building. Oh, we're trying to encourage you, friends. Time is running out. Time's been running out for a long time. But God's around for a long time, so He's patient, and He's patient with you to get on track. And once get on track, to be elevated to higher ground. Not drifting away like an ostrich. Little penguin, you have wings. Little penguin, you have wings. Good. Congratulations, you're a baby Christian. Congratulations. The angels sing. You've decided to turn from the world. You decided to allow Jesus. Somehow you found Him. That's not easy to do. That's not it's not easy to find Jesus. You can find Him, and then you can really find Him. You gotta know Him. Knowing is different than having a little bit of faith. A little bit of faith is good, but you want to know Him. And He says in John 14:21, if you love Him, if you thirst for righteousness, if you seek the way of Jesus Christ, He reveals Himself to you. And then you have power. And then you're on the street corner trying to tell everybody else, wake up. The Bible tells us that many are asleep, even when they're awake, even in the church. you want to stay awake. Now, swamp creature preachers like Danny Latta, Robert Breaker, Porterhouse, Logie Dogie, etc., etc., they don't claim you have to be watchful. You could be living in the swamp, mud wrestling at night, mud wrestler, swamp lizard, and everything's good. You don't need to be watchful. You don't need to be pure, holy. No. Do not be deceived. You must be watchful. As Jesus said, be watchful, be prepared, and Paul said the same thing. He said it in a different way. In the proverb, Jesus said, if I come back and I find my servant drunk and beating others, violent, they'll be shredded. And Paul said, put on the full armor of God. Be watchful. We are children of the day. The night has passed for us. We don't live in the night. We live in the day, the daylight, where things are seen. We're not hiding. We're not swamp creatures at night. We're not swamp lizards. We're not mud wrestling with Danny Latta. See, if you get swamp water from, if you get swamp water from a swampy preacher, and then you turn into a night crawler, a swamp thing. And swamp thing, sorry to say, crackheads, drunken, those are their full-time, full-time drunken, lustful saloon types. That's just basic Christianity. You can't even get to basic Christianity with swamp water from false teachers telling you don't need to be awake. You don't need to be a child of the day. You do. You do. You do. You do need to be a child of the day. Be a child of the day. I don't understand how you could be so deceived by swamp preachers. I don't get it. Alright, so we got to get to the book. We got that straight. You are called, commanded, to abide in the light. And then you have fellowship, relationship with Jesus Christ. It should be obvious to you that night crawlers, swamp things, crackheads, XXX rated, no, the gate's gonna be closed. You don't even belong in a church like on earth. You don't even belong in a church on earth. If you're a swamp creature, that should be obvious. But you have these. We're sealed to the day. We got the 13 verses. So they don't understand. We're sealed. Many of you wish you weren't sealed. You wish you never were sealed. You didn't have a number, a racing number. You got to get in the race, sorry. You got to get in the race, endure to the end, participate, run well, straight, according to the rules, not in the mud pit. James said to keep yourself unspotted from the world. Pure religion. And your religion is useless if you don't bridle your tongue. That's just common Christianity, fundamental, simple. You need to bridle the world. You need to bridle your loins. You need to bridle your tongue. You need to be bridled. Your arms can no longer be violent. The wrath of God is going to take care of violence. You don't need to take care of violence. You will sow, you will get what you reap. You will sow, you will reap what you sow. Yeah. God will not be mocked. He knows who are his. Let all who call on his name depart from sin, depart from evil doing. I unfortunately got a little closer to Danny Latta, and he wanted to debate, and he was supposed to call the phone number. He didn't call the phone number. I was wondering, where is he? Then I get a message, oh, go on my live. I go on his live, and then it got too tough for him. Within, 15 minutes, it got tough for him right away. Danny Latta is a mess. You know, Danny Latta, you give Danny Latta truth, and then he starts stammering like a little kid. He starts stammering. He's got 13 verses. He's going to say, that's not speaking in tongues. That's speaking in spaz, no reason. You can't reason with a man who can't be reasonable. You give him a verse, you want to ask him a question about it. Slow down, Danny. Slow down. Slow down, swamp creatures. Slow down. One verse at a time. We'll discuss it and go to the next and to the next. And eventually, the truth will be heard by those who can hear. Those who choose to live in fantasies, the Don Quixote gospel, like the pre-trib, mid-acts dispensationalism, non-existent rapture verse, you can't find it. There was one great day, always mentioned one great day, not multiple days, not rapture, double rapture. No, sorry. You got yourself locked into something evil with this dispensational trickery of the devil, Ruckmanism. So, that's why I'm emphasizing too, get to your kitchen table and talk things over maturely with your family and friends. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to get fine-tuned. Timothy was sent to fine-tune the Philippians, the Galatians, the Corinthians, that's certainly the Thessalonians. But who's fine-tuning you? Is someone fine-tuning you? Are you asked questions at the church? Are you asked specific questions? No, you're not. Because you are in Walmart church. You're in Walmart church, sound asleep. Sound asleep. You go to talk to you, and it doesn't smell good. The words, it's not a symphony. It's a dump, local dump. It's just not. There's a twink. There's something there. There's a form of godliness, but lacks the power thereof. You got to find the power. You're going to have to find them. You're going to have to know them. You're not going to be able to defeat sin and overcome sin without the power of Jesus Christ, without having some type of whatever he does. Signs, symbols, dreams. Who can know his ways? And he has ways of working that you can't even fathom. You're not capable of thinking like that. Okay, so James 1:4, but let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. So he wants you to be perfect, complete, lacking nothing. Mature, friends, mature in the word bridling you in reverence and love for God. You're doing what the word says, and the Lord has patience. He's watching you grow in the faith. God's got patience. And if you love God and revere God, you'll have results. The double-minded man, the man who wants to play the world and the walk of Jesus Christ, you're going to have a very tough time. You're unstable, and you're probably going to be an ostrich. You're not, penguins. Penguins have hope still. Little penguins got wings, but they still don't have the power yet. And some drift. We call them ostriches. They just quitters, drifting from the hope. You can drift from the hope. Colossians says you can drift from the hope. You can fall short of the grace. Hebrews tells you can fall short of the grace. Galatians tells you can be cut off. The rich man fades away in his pursuits like a flower in the grass, that when the sun heats up, the flower, the grass burns and the flower falls. Rich man, you're going to have trouble. You're going to have trouble. You're going to have to read 1 Timothy chapter 6, figure out how to lay hold of the finish line in God's favor, in God's grace. Rich man, you're going to have trouble. Jesus told you so. Paul told you, lovers of money, you run into serious problems. It's not easy for a rich man. James said it, Paul said it, Jesus said it. But it can be done. James 1:12, blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to those who love him. Code, love him, obey him. That's basic. It's not imaginary. Those who love Jesus Christ, obey Jesus Christ. The crown of life is for those who obey, love him. Come on, man. Come on. Stop playing games with swamp creatures, drinking swamp water. Drink the pure Word of God in truth. Grow into your salvation. Work on your salvation. Godly exercise in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. Not, I read 3 scriptures before I ran off to work. Put some time in. Keep it in remembrance, the Word, the run, the life, the way, the truth. And then work. Work hard. Idlers, those that idle, the lazy, you're in serious jeopardy. Idlers, busybodies. God declares, if you don't work, you won't eat. God doesn't look in favor on lazy people. We don't want to work. Well, you got a whole gospel about the swamp creature, preacher, feature, creature, lizard, creator. Yeah, you want to listen to the swamp preacher, then you don't have to work. You don't have to do anything. You're just idle. You can be idle. Just the exact opposite of what it says. In every verse, you could do the opposite of what it says, and everything's going to be fine. Swamp creature, preacher. Double late night feature. Breaker, Lotta, porterhouse, logie dogie. Quad. Okay, 115. Sinfulness full grown brings forth death. Full grown. Not full grown wellness, goodness, fully operational, calibrated, synchronized, energized, empowered, trained. No, full grown, worldly swamp creature, you will perish. You won't be going to heaven. You'll be going to, Satan's got your feet and you're dragging them down south. Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life which the Lord has promised to those who love him. Once again, to those who are approved. Sinfulness, full grown. You won't be entertaining. You'll be in a volcano, studying volcanoes forever. Do not be deceived, James says. Do not be deceived. Do not be deceived. Truth. Do you love the truth? If you don't love the truth, people here, they don't love the truth. They don't love the truth here. Does anyone love the truth here in Guilford? Does anyone love the truth? No. No questions. Our college taught us we got good jobs, we eat our food, we don't say Thanksgiving, we don't talk about the Word of God, we don't talk about politics, we don't want questions, we don't want answers, we want things just to keep going the way they're going. Pay the bills, get up, get dressed. It's all good to get up, get dressed, go to work. That's good. That's half the life. Do not be deceived, my beloved brethren. So you're born again of the Word, water, and Spirit. Born of the Word, which is enduring forever. You had to hear something, didn't you? And then you were washed. Titus 3:5, washed Word. Jesus, Word, no, Spirit, water and Spirit, Word, water, Spirit. Paul said it, Jesus said it, John the Baptist was opening the highway. John the Baptist has wisdom for eternal salvation. That's what the book says. Tax collectors don't charge more than you should. Soldiers don't falsely accuse. Be happy with your wages. These are valuable things to goodness, righteousness. Do not be violent with those that you arrest. You were seated in love. Swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Self-control. James is speaking Paul, Paul speaks James, James speaks Peter, Peter speaks John, John speaks Jesus. They all say the same thing, okay? Even Psalm 37, 18 and 20, it says, the days of the blameless. Anybody ever heard about the blameless? The do-gooders are known to the Lord. Oh, did you ever sin? Did you ever sin? And their inheritance, to the pure, all things are pure, but to the guilty, the swamp creatures, they're always, do you sin? Have you ever gone over the speed limit? We don't go the way of Cain. We know the difference. We eat meat. We don't have skim milk. We're not skim milk Christians. We understand the difference between evil and good. What pleases God and what doesn't please God. Occasionally we just disappoint God, but not much. You don't want to disappoint God much. You won't be going there. You won't be going where you want to go. You'll be going to the swamp. Studying volcanoes forever. But the wicked will perish. They will vanish like smoke. Your life is short. You're in a test. You're in a run. You're in a test if you love Jesus Christ, if you love righteousness. You're in a test. The wicked, you ain't going anywhere. You're not going nowhere. And you're going to vanish like smoke. And then you'll be in smoke. Can we be friends or not? Can we be friends? I don't think we can. I'll be honest. I'm not sure we can be friends. I wish, Jesus said it, I wish I could put you under my wing and let, especially the young. You want to get the young people at the table and raise up the young to be good in all the ways of the Lord. My gosh. There's hope. I want to be around positive, hopeful human beings. I don't want to be around pretenders. No, there's a lot of pretenders. There's a lot of haven't met God yet. You better find out how to meet Him. You better find out how to meet God. And those that think I didn't meet God, Jesus' family, his own family rejected him. And here I am in Guilford, and my family don't believe in me either. They say, oh, he must be, I don't even know. All I know is that we are not in agreement. Period. We are not on the same path. We hope, and we still pray. We still pray. You're praying for people that, like you, who knows? The prayer has gone out. Prayer is good. Prayer actually does work. It actually does work. And I know it is even almost hard to do for some reason. The dog's barking. You know? One barking dog can mean a lot. You don't even, you have no idea. Right, Yvonne? Right? Okay. So you are seated with love. Wisdom, swift to hear, not your pastor who never shuts up and lets you, you better go to your kitchen table and start talking about the things of God. Your pastor doesn't shut up. You're not calibrated. You're not criticized. You're not saturated. You're not focused. You have fallen asleep in one of these little buildings over here, full of error. Full of error. It's not in there. You see? It's not in there. You can't find it in the book. You can't find it. So who did that? Who did that? Who put all the errors in there? Who do you think? He's got a long tail. Just read the book. You better do it at your kitchen table because you ain't going to find it over here or over there or over there. Dedication? My gosh, dedication. You're in Walmart. There's no fellowship in that church. Have you discussed your calibration with others? Have they fine-tuned you? Have you been fine-tuned by them? Is your family alive and well in the Word, thankful? It says you can't bless your food without the Word of God. So that means Jesus was walking down the road. He saw Zacchaeus is in the tree. Zacchaeus, come down. I'm going to be eating at your house tonight. I wish I could say that to you. But you locked the door. You don't want the food. You don't want the good food. You want inane, useless, foolish ESPN conversations, safe. You don't want the truth. You want to pretend. You want to pretend. You better stop pretending. You better start focusing on your salvation. God came down. He delivered His glory, His wisdom, and your heart better be opened and filled up with it. That wisdom, that brain ought to be filled with the wisdom of God. That heart better be changed. Sober, clean, not violent, gentle. My resume is good. I'm not worried about my resume. Go ask your pastor if he knows Jesus Christ. Go ask your pastor if your pastor's had the power of God hit him yet. Go ask him. That's a good question. Has your pastor found God in power? Yes or no? If he says no, what the hell are you doing there? You want to go to the volcano? You want to go to the volcano? It's easy. It's easy. Go to the volcano. Yeah, it's easy. Everybody's going. Everybody wants to go to the volcano. They're all headed. They're all headed. No focus, no dedication, no love, no thanksgiving, no wisdom. That ain't gonna work. Oh, I got some. I got some. I went to college. It says this wisdom is eternal. So I went to college and I didn't get any of it. So that tells me the one with the long tail, he don't want you to know. He don't want you to know that. The one with the long tail, he's dragging your feet. He's got a hold of your feet. Captive, prisoner to his. You were born ill. You better get healthy. You better figure out how to get healthy. You were born ill. Is that hard to see? Is that hard to see in you? Remember high school? Oh, gosh. The teenage years. It's not hard to see. That the kids aren't raised up in the wisdom. Otherwise, I would have been hearing Bible verses my whole life. I would have been hearing them. I didn't hear them. I didn't hear them much. I didn't hear people tell me how to go to heaven. Okay, so let me go back to Danny Latta and destroy Danny Latta and his mid-acts dispensationalism. As I destroyed the Mormons, I had a Mormon visitation. Don't you fall for Mormonism. Joseph Smith, XXX. Joseph Smith, racist, black skin causes sin, or sin causes black skin. Racist, Freemason, always everywhere you go, these Freemasons. Blue suit, tongue spitters, hidden hand, all sorts of problems. Generals in the army. Go to war, fight this, bring your sword, go get this guy, go get that guy. We say it's right, we say it's right. And you fall for it, you fall for it. You think truth comes out of there? No, don't come out of there. Anyway, get back to Danny Latta. This is the verses that I destroyed Danny Latta with. I only took 3 verses to destroy mid-acts dispensationalism. Destroy Danny Latta. What else about Joseph Smith, XXX, polygamist. Jesus said 1 man, 1 wife. The girl, sister so-and-so, she doesn't even understand Freemasonry, doesn't have any idea. It's all over the place. All over there, everywhere. Symbols everywhere. James said, don't take oaths, don't take secret oaths. Jesus said, don't take oaths. You think Jesus doesn't know about Freemasonry in the future? You don't think Freemasonry was back in the day? It was in the day too. Satan's been around running this place for a long time. And he had me deceived for 53 years. 53 years. I was a fool. What did Jesus said? Blind, don't know where I'm going. Deaf, not hearing what I'm supposed to hear. Blind, deaf, crippled, walking to the left and to the right instead of straight. Blind, deaf, can't speak truth, can't speak the important things. Don't even know them. I don't even know the important things. How am I going to speak them if I don't even know them? I don't even understand. And then, why the criticism? Why is your face crinkled? Why is your forehead crinkled? For 53 years, I went to a lot of dinner tables. And the truth, the way, the truth, and the life was never there. So that tells me we got a serious problem here. There's a serious disconnect between the dinner table, the colleges, and the way, the truth, and the life to heaven. That's a serious problem. That's why my forehead's crinkled. You see it crinkled? You see? It's concerned. I was sent here by God with power. My resume's fine. I'm approved. I was trained by God for at least a year. The dog barking again. Approved, sent, signs, symbols, wonders, power, and they're tailed off. Anyways, so I was allowed to believe, not from anyone except for him. He opened my heart, my ears. You're deaf, son. You've been looking in all the wrong places. I'm over here. And we're gonna fine tune you, and we're gonna get you ready to get out there on the street and start broadcasting my word. I don't get paid. I don't get a paycheck. Okay, destroy mid-acts dispensationalism verses 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 16, 17, 18. We will conclude with this. That'll be it. Yesterday I was in Madison. Today I'm in Guilford. Tomorrow I'll be somewhere else. But Facebook, I'm on Disciples of God. If you want to see the live broadcast, it'll be on Disciples of God. I'm not going to harass you forever. I'm not going to harass you. You want to find the preaching? You go to the Disciples of God on Facebook, and you'll hear some preaching. Every once in a while, I'll come on Facebook and piss you off. But it's because I care about you. Care about everybody, you know. I mean, okay, so verse 16, we'll go to 15, and then we'll be done. You know that everyone in Asia deserted me, including Phygellus and Hermogenes. They all deserted Paul. He was alone. I know all about being alone. I know all about being alone in the faith. I got it. I got that part down. It's like Jeremiah. Jeremiah went into the city to warn the people. He couldn't find anybody. So I don't get it. I would think I would have got a dinner invitation by now. I would have thought. I got a few in the church. But then when I found out what they believed in, they want to preach swamp water. And then they have swamp creatures. We got swamp water, and now we got swamp creatures. So how did that happen? Well, you don't have to do what the book says. Oh, you just live how you want. Oh, yeah. Listen, I gotta go. No more dinners. It was fun. Some of the most joy I ever had in the Christian walk in 9 years. In 9 years of being a Christian, twice I could think of a joyfulness after dinner where I was actually clapping my hands and the crinkle left my head. I was clapping in joy for having shared %80 truth. At least it was reasonable. At least there was some. I started to hear the right song on the radio. And it gave me great pleasure, everyone talking. You're not talking over here, are you? No. You sit in that pew like a scarecrow. May the Lord grant mercy to the family of Onesiphorus, because he often gave me a new heart and was not ashamed of my chains. May the Lord grant mercy. Not everybody gets mercy. Paul's praying, can he give him mercy? He did good things for me. He helped me when I was in prison. Paul's saying this. Jesus said the same thing. Those that visit the sick, visit those in prison. Those are the ones to separate between the sheep and the goats, the good and the bad. Here's a repeat of Jesus. A man is visiting Paul in prison, helping him, encouraging him, going to effort to find him. And Paul is saying, Lord, grant him mercy. Give him mercy, Lord. Verse 17, when he came to Rome, he promptly searched for me and found me. He searched, he made an effort to find him, he found him, he visited him in prison. May means possibility. There's no guarantee. There's a guarantee if you do the will of God. That's a guarantee. He said, those are my friends. Those are my disciples. These are my family. Well, we can't even find a family that'll read the book on the kitchen table. We can't even find one. Preferring the inane, safe, absurd, weak conversation. Verse 18, may the Lord, again he's saying, may the Lord grant him to find mercy from the Lord on that day, not double days. Danny Lotta in the Mid-Acts Dispensational say there's 2 days, 2 great days. It always says one great day. Danny says it's guaranteed. Just say, I love you, Jesus, once, and everything's good. You don't have to do a darn thing, and you're going to heaven. Big liar, swamp lizard from the swamp, preaching swamp water, creating swamp creatures. No, you're going to have to do, and you're going to have to hear the truth, and you're going to know the truth because you know the book. May the Lord grant to him to find mercy from the Lord on that day. The one day, the great day of his return. Not double rapture day. How do you people put up with it? I don't understand it. How do you put up with it? Probably millions and millions of these mid-acts dispensationalists causing trouble. Their mouths need to be shut. There's a lot of people. They wear robes. They got blue suits, spitting their tongues out, hiding their hands in their pockets. Freemasons. You think God allows them to know the truth? No. God's got them under delusion. They can't figure out A and B, C and D. They 3 and 3. They can't figure it out. God must have the Freemasons under delusion. You'd be caught in your craftiness. And you know very well the services he rendered in Ephesus. So not only did he render services, help to Paul in prison in Rome, but in Ephesus he was helpful to the people in the assembly of God there. May the Lord grant him mercy, because he did good things. You can't be rotten. It says the wicked will go to the volcano. They will vanish like smoke. And they'll be in smoke. I gotta push shopping carts for 6.5 hours. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I'm looking forward to pushing some shopping carts. 6.5 hours. I don't want to do that every day. But once, twice, 3 times a week, that's good. That's enough. Getting old hurts. All right. God bless you all. I hope I helped. The emphasis is always at the dinner table for you to open up the book and rehearse and discuss, have mature conversations with the friends of God, even introducing others, offering food and kindness and gentleness and truth to others through the kitchen table with reverence and thankfulness to God for the day, thankfulness for your kids, thankfulness for the day, thankful for the beauty to behold, the birds, the grass. Listen, you're in the testing ground. You're either going to go, and you're not going to find any beauty if you fail the race. You're going to head to the volcano. Even a drop of water is going to seem like something. You'll be wishing for a drop of water. You better be thankful for what you got here, because or it gets even better. It gets better than this. This is good, but it's not perfect. But if you become perfect and complete and mature, then you're going to a place forever where there's no more pain, no more tears. And you, once again, that have been infant baptism, good for you. I suggest you get baptized as an adult, have all your sins forgiven, and begin your new life. Reduce your conscience, get your conscience back to square one. Satan has turned your infant baptism. The long tail has taken your infant baptism and corrupted you. It's useless. There's no faith. There's no faith in infant baptism. There's no counter costs. It's a trick. And so you could turn the trick on the trickster and go get dunked in the water with the word in your lowest point. In all humility, all sorrow, let your laughter turn to tears. Let your joy turn to gloom. Your lowest point. Put your face on the ground and beg for mercy. You have not lived for God. That's not a conversation that I want to have to someone face to face, to tell them, you're a mess, and you're headed to the volcano. I really don't want to tell you that. I don't want to tell you you're going to the volcano. Somebody's got to tell you, you take your infant baptism and turn it around. Go get dunked and be forgiven. lower yourself, put your face on the ground, and beg for mercy to a God who deserves your humility and reverence and thankfulness and regret and sorrow and tears. I've only seen 2 people cry in 9 years. Other than myself, I've seen myself cry more than twice. So, some for joy. Oh, God bless you. The truth sets you free. The truth gets you to heaven. You gotta love the truth. You gotta seek the truth, love the truth, walk the truth. And Jesus is it. It's all about Jesus. It's all about dedication, focus, exercise, spiritual exercise. Spiritual exercise, devotion, obedience, humility, love, peace. God bless you. You all have a good day.